Hey folks, what's up? Welcome to my channel. So in today's video we'll be covering the best check cashing apps that don't require verification. Okay, so if you are looking to cash a check and don't want to go through some sort of verification or don't want to go through this verification process, it's really annoying. Hopefully you've come to the right video. So in this video we'll be covering these best check cashing apps that don't require much verification from you. Okay, so without any further ado, let's end this tutorial. Continue, you want to check these instant check cash apps that don't require you verification. Okay, they are very easy to use, and this guide details everything, including the steps, the fees that you'll be required to pay, and the steps that you need to take to get your check cashed online without verifying the checks. Okay, so you can get a link to this article or this guide from the video description. Don't forget to check that description out. Okay, alright, so before we go any further, I want you to keep in mind that these check cashing apps, though they don't require much verification, do require some sort of verification from you, but it's not going to be very harsh as compared to the regular verification. Okay, so you should know that it is very tricky to cash a check without even a verification, a little verification, a minor verification. Okay, so verification is required for most check cashing, but the apps that I will be showing you today will not require much verification from you, and some in most cases wouldn't even require verification from you. Okay, so let's jump into our first app. Alright, so the first app that we're going to be seeing that cashes checks without verification is PayPal. Okay, so PayPal is one of the popular payment services out there, if not the popular one, and the most recommended payment services out there that lets you even transfer money without any hassle. Okay, so you can use PayPal to make your money transfers from any country, and one special feature that PayPal offers, just like many of its competitors, is the check cashing features. Okay, so PayPal's check cashing feature is one of the most convenient in the market. It uses Ingo to cash checks without even requiring you much verification, unlike the Ingo app. So all you need to do to cash a check with PayPal, just to download the app or visit the PayPal website and go to the check cashing feature. Then you enter your check details and just cash the check there. The amount is going to be deposited to your PayPal account or to your PayPal cash account if you want. And also you should know that the fees with cashing checks at PayPal varies upon the check. Okay, so let's say you want to cash a check, a $1,000 check, a $1,000 check, PayPal might likely charge you $5 for this cashing, for this check cashing. Okay, so that's how PayPal check cashing system work. There's no specific fee for cashing a check at PayPal. You just need to enter your check details and cash the check, and PayPal itself will determine how much is to deduct as the fee from this check cashing. Okay, alright, so the second option we have here is Venmo. So if you're used to using PayPal, you should know about this Venmo. Okay, especially if you're in the United States. So Venmo is also a peer-to-peer payment service that lets you send money without hassle within the US. Okay, so besides the money transfer feature, which is a primary and main focus, Venmo also allows users to cash checks through the app. Okay, so Venmo features a check cashing feature that you can use to cash a check without even verifying the check in most cases. Okay, so depending on the type of check, Venmo might or might not require you to cash to verify the ownership of this check. Okay, so to cash a check with Venmo, you just need to open the Venmo app, download the Venmo app, or use the Venmo website, but likely you want to use the Venmo app, and then go to the check cashing feature. Once on your check cashing feature, you just enter your check details and cash the check. And Venmo does not put a predefined amount for cashing checks through their check cashing service. Okay, so the amount to be deducted for the check cashing typically depends on the type of check, and also it depends on the amount you're cashing, on the check amount you're cashing. Okay, so that is how you get to cash checks with Venmo without verification. Alright, so the next app that we're going to be seeing that cashes checks without verification is Cash App. Okay, so Cash App, just as the name says, is a peer-to-peer payment service that lets you send money throughout the US and the United Kingdom. Okay, so Cash App also lets you cash checks through the mobile app without verification. Cash App features this check cashing feature that lets you cash checks without much verification through the app. Okay, and just like Venmo and PayPal, Cash App will require you or not to verify a check depending on the type of check you're cashing. If you're looking to cash a check, just let's say a government check, you will need to provide verification. But if you're cashing a personal check or something similar, you might not be required to provide verification for this check. Okay, so the way they require verification for checks depend on the type of check and also the amount. Okay, so the higher the amount, the more they will require you to verify your check. Okay, so all you need to do to cash check with Cash App is just to go to their check cashing feature within the app, and then you enter your check cashing details, enter your check details, and after entering your check details, you just need to click on a cash the check. Okay, so Cash App is going to determine the day that they will send you this check. Though it typically takes a couple of days, you might want to pay some extra fees to receive your check amount even earlier to Cash App. So that's just how it. Alright, so the next check cash app that we want to check is Netspend. Okay, unlike the previous options mentioned, Netspend operates primarily on a website, through a website. Okay, so if you want to use Netspend, you want to access it through the website, I will drop a link to the video description to Netspend website in the video description. Okay, so Netspend is primarily a prepaid card service that issues prepaid cards, prepaid debit cards to customers who are typically unbanked or that don't have a bank account. Okay, so it's typically considered as a banking alternative for those that can't access a bank account in your country. Alright, so if you're looking to cash a check with Netspend, you just need to go to their website and enter the check amount or the check details that you want to cash. Enter the check details in the check field, and then after entering the check details, just click on cash fee. Okay, so unlike the other options mentioned, Netspend typically charges a high amount on the check that you are cashing. Okay, and depending on the type of check that you are cashing, Netspend might even require you verification, unlike the other apps. But in most cases, personal checks, they won't require you to provide verification, but their fees are just very high, which is something that might be a little disappointing for you. But it also falls under the category of check cashing apps that don't require you verification or much verification. Alright, so the next app that we have on our list is Chime app. Okay, so Chime is primarily an online only bank account that claims to offer no fee overdraft to customers that are looking to have an online only bank account. Okay, so when you have a Chime account, when you sign up for Chime, you're typically entitled to have an online only bank account and a debit card, a virtual debit card that you can use for transactions on any website and any site. Okay, so with Chime is that they offer a check cashing feature, and to cash your check with Chime, you need to make sure that the check has been signed. Okay, so you need to take some photographs of the check to prove that you've signed, and you just need to write endorsed by. You just need to sign on the back of the check that online deposit only, and then when you sign that, you take pictures of the check, take some photographs of the check, and you send it to Chime app. Okay, so Chime might not require you to verify this check if you've provided at all the check is in alignment with your policies. Okay, so you want to make sure that you've signed on the check and take photographs of this check. And the fees for cashing checks at Chime are typically very convenient. Okay, so you want to use Chime's check cashing feature for cashing your checks without even requiring much verification or even providing some details about the check. All you might be required to do is just to provide a few details of the check, and they won't require you even more verification, unlike most other services out there. Alright guys, so those were our best check cashing apps that don't require verification. Okay, so before you even want to consider these check cashing apps, you want to check out the full written guide on this that typically details everything about check cashing and also the steps that you need to take to cash a check online without verification. Okay, so you can get a link to this article of this full guide from the video description. Alright, so we've come to the end of our video. If you found it really helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell to get our latest updates. Okay, so I catch you on the next one.